Happy Sunday, Abusiafo, and thank you so much for coming back to watch my video once again. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you how to make an authentic Ghanaian goat and fish light soup. It's very flavorful, very easy to make, and then super rich. Trust me, you're gonna love it. So do stick with me if you want to know how this was made. Okay, to a blender, I'll start by adding some ginger, some cloves of garlic, onion, some scallions, rosemary, star anise, some green chilies, and this will help create a very flavorful marinade for the meat I'll be seasoning later. Then I'll cover the blender nicely, and then I'll be blending this until it's smooth. All ingredients used will be listed in the description box, so do check. I'll set this aside when I'm done, and then I'll move to the next stage. Now I've placed my pot on the stove, and I just added my neatly cleaned goat meat along with some charcoal roasted goat meat for extra flavor. Next thing to add is some diced onions, which is optional but highly recommended. Plus I added 2 ladles of blended onions and 2 ladles of the marinade we made earlier. Now I'll season with some goat meat seasoning and all-purpose seasoning, and then some salt. Please feel free to use whatever seasoning that works best for you. When I'm done, I'll just give everything a good stir, and this is to make sure all the flavors soak in beautifully. And I didn't add any water. Yes, no water needed. The meat will release its own rich juices. When I'm done, I'll just cover and I'll let this cook on medium heat for 30 minutes. Now moving on, I'm placing a new pot on the stove, and I added some pepper and turkey berries. Now if you don't have turkey berries or you don't want turkey berries, you can use garden eggs in place, and it works just fine. I'll add some water and let this boil for 10 minutes on medium heat. Meanwhile, it's been 25 minutes, and as you can see, the meat has released its own rich juices. I'll just add a little amount of water followed by some tomato paste, but before that I just had to give a quick stir. Cover it up and let it continue on steaming. Now that our pepper is fully cooked, I'll transfer it into the blender, and I'll be blending this until it's smooth. If you're still watching, that means you're enjoying this video. Please do not forget to like, share, and also follow me on all socials at Close with Abna. I'm super active and share more short videos over there. Blended, I'll just add some water, and then I'll pour it into the meat. And as I always say, don't add too much water, especially if you're using a small amount of meat. And in my case, I'll be adding fish later, so the measurements just works perfectly. Next, I'll just give it a quick stir, and then I'll add some fresh tomatoes, 2 fresh tomatoes and 1 onion, and I'll let the soup simmer on medium heat for about 30 minutes before blending them. Now after 35 minutes, I'll just remove the tomatoes and onion, and I'll blend them until smooth, and I'll add them back to the soup again. Still here and watching, I just want to say a huge thank you for the love and for your support. I truly appreciate it. Keep supporting by liking and then sharing my videos. It means so much to me, seriously, and I don't take it for granted. Okay, so I'm done blending the tomatoes and onion now, and I just added it back to the soup. And you can just rinse with a little amount of water, or you can just use the soup itself to rinse. After a quick stir, I'm adding my marinated fish, which I seasoned with salt and then fish seasoning. Just so you know, this fish was prepped 4 hours before I even started with the soup. Yeah, I'm done adding. I'll just give it a quick stir, and I'll taste for salt. If everything is okay, and I'll cover. Before covering, I remembered that I had some smoked fish in the freezer, so I'm just adding it too for extra flavor. Now I'll let this simmer on low heat for another 20 to 25 minutes. Because baby adri unhia eja bebre unhia say ebisi so kakra na ato ne bo ase na ben. You don't need too much heat at this stage. Yeah, quite way and quite be a metaye o mi fi hapa because omupe me ya enchekra na asa. So this is the final result. Absolutely delicious, very flavorful, and very easy to make. I enjoyed mine with some fufu, but if fufu isn't your thing, you can pair this soup with some rice, yam, plantain, benku, and more. Thank you so much for watching till the very end. I truly appreciate your love and support. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this and share your thoughts. Please try this recipe and then leave a feedback. And I would love to hear from you. See you in my next video and have a blissful week. Bye.